Stock Chart Request is a service that I provide our gold level members. And what I'm going to do on this video, I'm going to show you how you would request your symbol to be reviewed and what you should expect to receive after you have requested your symbol. So I will do an example of a stock chart request by the end of this video. But first, what I want to do is I want to discuss how stock chart request came about, because it's important. When I first started the Contrarian Trader in December of 2005, I realized that many of my members were new to trading. They were new to technical analysis and they had limited experience in reading stock charts. After a period of coaching them through reading stock charts, their level of engagement changed. They needed more engagement because they were growing as traders. And while they appreciated the trades that I was putting out there, they were also curious about their own trades. How do I engage them on a consistent basis? And that's how Stock Chart Request was born. I built out a system, as you're looking at here, Trading Desk with Ticker Cloud. And if a member decides that they want a symbol to be reviewed, all they need to do is come here, type in their symbol, use Joy Global as one symbol, and there it is, Joy Global. And my administrative panel allows me to see who the member is, when they submitted it, so that I can review the chart promptly. So now let's run through an example of how I would analyze a chart for the member who had just requested Joy Global, symbol JOY. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a stock chart of Joy Global. You can see that the stock is in a downtrend. And what I like to do is I like to annotate the chart. And Joy Global has been a popular stock for me to review, which is why you see these annotations. So now it's time to update this chart. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be right back with new support and resistance levels. And what these annotations do is it allows me to draw focus to a particular observation that I see on the chart to the member who may not have such a discerning eye for what I am looking at. So I'll be right back in a moment with an updated chart of Joy Global. Okay, so now we're back with an updated view of the notes I'd like to make, or annotations I'd like to make, of the daily chart of Joy Global. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full run through of how exactly I would present my stock chart request to the member who requested this symbol to be reviewed. So let's get to it. All right, so Joy Global, we're using a daily chart. We have RSI, the relative strength indicator, at 24.62. While it's oversold, it's not oversold enough for us at this point in time to get long of the name. Why? It's because when you take a look at the price action, you're seeing a stock that has topping action, meaning on top of each of these candlesticks above here, you have wicks, shadows, topping tails, whatever you want to call them, all of which imply that there are sellers above. So to buy here, you have very limited profit potential and a lot of risk. Why do we see a lot of risk? It's because we broke below a support level and in all probability will head lower. How do we know that? It's because what we saw the last trading day was high volume, well above average, and in all probability, we're going to come down to new lower lows. So at this point in time, I would not buy Joy Global. There is still too much risk in this name and not enough reward for me to get involved. Take a look at your Stochk RSI. Lower highs, the trend is down. Ultimate Oscillator, lower highs, the trend is down. Where we saw some optimism a few days ago was a double bottom setup on the slow stochastics. They've rallied to break out above this pivot point, but now are rolling back over again. So using the daily chart, what I would be looking for is this. If I were optimistic about the stock and its hopes to proceed higher from here, I would look for these slow stochastics to hook back up again. These are momentum indicators. The slow stochastics are a very, very important forward-looking indicator and cannot be ignored. If they begin to hook back up again, then you could begin to become a little bit more constructive on the stock. But at this point in time, the path of least resistance, the Stokes are telling you, is to the downside. MACD, it looks like we have a probable failure for a positive convergence, meaning the fast line crossing above the red line, which is the slow line. So at this point in time, the stock looks weak and will probably head lower. And I would advocate that you not buy the stock. Add to that, if we break down below $17.36, it's a short. So Joy Global, I would avoid it to the long side right now, potential short. And if you have any additional questions with regard to stock chart request and the benefits of it, please send me an email over to robert@thecontrariantrader.com. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Be well.